Good morning, students. I, Afrin Sayed, welcome you all to the virtual class learning for the subject Social Science for Standard 7. Now, what is virtual class learning? Virtual class learning is basically online classes where, using the advanced technology, the students are going to study or learn about their curriculum. Now, we all know, as per the situation of our country or of the city or of the place where we are living, it is not possible for us to go to regular school, attend the classes, and have a normal daily routine. That is why we have came with the idea of virtual class learning to be connected with you all through this online classes, and we can have our curriculum also uh, taught in through this online classes. Now, why virtual class learning or the online classes idea came? As I already said, because we don't have our regular classes. Now, why we don't have our regular classes? As we all know that we are in a lockdown situation where we are, having a chances of being infected by the virus, coronavirus. That's why we are not coming in contact with any people, and we are trying to keep the social distance. Social distancing is very necessary nowadays to keep ourselves safe, not only ourselves, our family members, or the other people also with whom we are living in the society. So, it is our responsibility or our duty that not only we should try to make sure that we should be safe wherever we are, but we should make sure that the others should be safe and they should not be in problem because of us. That is why this idea came of virtual class learning. From many days, you people must be listening about coronavirus, lockdown, and everything, and at home only you are getting bored listening to the news and everything. And is there anybody who used this lockdown period in a positive manner? Because this lockdown period has given us a plenty of time. First, to spend with our family members, that is the most valuable time which we won't get during our normal routine. Now, apart from spending the valuable time with our family members, we are getting a spare time that we can use to do something which we like to do. It can be anything, not only studying. Apart from studying, if you wish to do something other things which you were not able to during your regular period of time because you are busy with your school tuitions and some of the other classes, now everything is closed. Not going to regular school also, not going to any extra classes also, not going to tuitions also, you are all the time at home. So it is not a time just to enjoy playing games or watching television. It's a time to use it purposely and in a very intelligent manner, to use it in a to try to show your creativity. It's a time when you can do something or learn something new, either with the help of your elders in the family or using the technology which you have. This is not required actually to tell that how to use the technology, because you all are much aware how to use the technology. In a sense, it can be either you can use your computer, laptop, mobile, whatever the things are available. You people are using the mobile to play the games, which is something very wrong. Use it in a positive manner. Mobile, when you have internet connection in that, it can be used to learn many things. Like, if something you want to do different and you don't know, you search on Google, you see the videos on YouTube how to do it, and then you start learning that thing. You get a different ideas over there. If you wish to learn a new language, that you can do it. Use seeing the videos, searching on the Google, you can learn any different language also apart from the languages which you know. Living in Maharashtra, you know the three languages very well. First is our state language, Marathi. Then, our school language, that is you are learning in school, coming in English medium school, so you know English very well, that is also, and even Hindi also. These are the common three languages. Apart from this, if you have any other mother tongue also, that also you know. So basically you know either three or four languages. Apart from knowing the three or four languages, if you wish to know more languages, you can learn that also using the technology. If you wish to make something best out of waste, either wants to decorate the house, either wants to do the gardening, so learn the tips of gardening, the tips of decorating the house, everything you can see on internet using the technology which we have. So using that technology in a positive manner to bring out the positive changes in ourselves is very necessary. That is why virtual class learning also gave you a chance to get acquainted with the technology which is there. So you should be go with the world. Our world is technologically advanced, so we should also know how to handle the technology, how to use it in a positive manner, and how to improve ourselves, how to develop ourselves and our personality. That is very important. So virtual class learning gave you a chance where through the online classes you can become more technologically advanced. You know how to handle the technology and how you can use it in your studies. Now, online classes, as I said, so it has already started in the month of April. In the month of April, through the group on WhatsApp, some lessons has been covered, then given a vacation for you all, and then again the classes are there through our school app. Also, you will be able to handle this and everything. So this is a very easy platform, I would say, where if we are locked in a lockdown period and it is not possible, for us to come in contact with each other, because we have to make sure that we have to keep social distancing, and when we come in a classroom, that social distancing is not possible for us, because you also sit with your partner, and even we are very close with each other when we are in a class, when we are in an assembly, or wherever you are going for a PT or something. So it is not possible to maintain social distancing, but social distancing is a demand of society now. It's a demand of a time, I would say, that we have to maintain that for our betterment and for even the others betterment. So regular classes is a big question mark now, that we cannot have the regular classes while maintaining social distancing, but we can have our virtual class learning, where the teachers are coming into contact with you. Teachers are trying to teach you everything. What is the teacher trying to teach in the class, the same thing will be in the virtual class learning. Now teachers are not in front of you to monitor you like they are doing in the classroom, but what you can do is, you all are mature enough, you all are understandable that much, that I don't think that you need a teacher only all the time to study or learn something through the online classes. If the teachers are taking efforts to connect you with the education, to provide you everything so that you won't miss anything, it is your responsibility also at the same time that you should be take care of the things, that you should take some time every day, whatever the time will be allotted for this virtual class learning. That much time you will be full attentive at home, focusing on each and every subjects which are taught. You should be ready with your books and everything, and you should not divert your mind about the other things. Like, you are sitting at home and studying, so other people are also there, they are roaming in the house, they are watching television, they are doing some other work. So you don't have to focus over there. You have to sit separately somewhere in one corner of the house alone, and just focus on what the teachers are trying to teach, and you should keep your pen, paper, notebook, everything ready. And somewhere if you are facing problem, you can take the help of your uh, elders who can help you, and the videos which can be sent to you, that is, you can use it further also in the future. If you get somewhere stuck and if you are not able to understand, you can see the videos again and again, you can continue with your studies, so that your doubts should be clear. Because In a classroom, you ask the teacher whenever you have a doubt, and the teachers are trying to clear your doubts. But here in virtual class learning, what you can do is you can go through the videos again and again if somewhere you are getting stuck, with a calm and relaxed mind. You should not think about something else. When you are attending the virtual class learning, you should be mentally and physically attentive over there. Then only it is possible for you also, and even what the teachers are trying to teach, that aim also can be fulfilled by this virtual class learning. So being attentive is very important in this class. Now, as I said, this is about the social science. What is social science, we will say? Social science cover the three subjects in school which we study, that is history, political science and geography. Now, three subjects which are there. First, we'll see what is actually social science. So, social science is the study of human relations. If we break the word social and science, social means it is somewhere related to society. It can be the people, it can be whatever the things are available in society. When we study about that, that is the social science. It is not only the study of human relations, it is also the study of the activities of social and physical environment. Whatever is there in our environment, including the people, the animals, the natural things, and everything, we study about all those things in social science. Now, when it comes to social science, some people feel very interesting, but some people feel it's a boring subject for them. I have a question mark in my mind that why the people feel this subject as a boring one. It is actually a social science. We all are a human, we all are a social animal, I would say, that being a people, part of a society where we are living, we should be aware of what is happening in our society, what has already happened also, and what can be happened in the future. So the three things which are there, the possibilities and what has already done and everything, that we should be aware, being a part of that world or being a part of that society where we actually belong. If we are having no knowledge about it, what is the aim of being a part, what is the use of that? So that is why it is very important that we should be try to create interest among us and try to know what is actually social science and how we can do it, and how we can create the interest for it, and how we can try to collect more and more information about our society. Now, objectives of social science, why we should study social science, that is very important to know. Then only the people will have the interest. If you know the objective, then it will become very easy for you to make sure that how we can have the interest about studying social science, and why it is very important for us. It tries to develop imagination, critical thinking, etc. in students. Now it tries to develop imagination in a sense, like when we listen to any stories, that we try to imagine in our mind how this characters and everything, how it was happening, those stories. So basically in history also we tries to do that. History, if we see history, if we break the word into two words, it is he and story. Story, he means a man, story of a man. So when we are studying about the story of a man, we should imagination in our mind, that how this was happening that time. Like if we are studying about the stone age man or the earlier people, how they were hunting the animals, how they are making the stones weapons with the stones, how they are trying to build their houses and everything. If we try to have that imagination, the more clear picture we will have in our mind, and more interest we will have in that subject. Apart from that, critical thinking is to think in a proper manner, focusing on that, how actually they try to improve that, how the evaluation happens, because the if we study about the history, earlier the situation was different and now the situation is fully different. So how the changes happen, that also we have to focus on. How they people work hard, took the efforts with the help of their imagination, with the help of their intelligence, how the people changes the world and make it more easier and better for us. To know duties towards human society. Now, as a human being, as a part of our society, we have some duties to perform being over there. When you are a part of a family, when you are a part of a school, when you are a part of your society where you are living, when you are a part of a society or a part of a nation, there are some duties which you have to perform. Now, as a student, you know your duties. As a family member, you know your duties. And when you are living in a society, there are some rules and regulations or the duties as a member of the society which you have to follow. So, that is very important for people to know about it. What are actually the duties expected from us as a citizen of our country? Also, we have some duties to perform, the fundamental duties which we call. So we should know about those particular duties and we should try to follow those duties also. We should try to perform those duties. Next is, it makes us know how men can fulfill their needs. Like if you study in geography, resources lesson is there and the other different lessons are there where the people are trying to use the natures and they try to fulfill their needs. So that also we come to know when we study about this, since geography is a part of social science only. So basically from geography we come to know about the natural things available in our country and how the people started using those natural things and how they started fulfilling their needs also, that we come to know through this. To provide the knowledge of natural and social environment, as I already said, we in geography we study about the natural things which are there. So in geography we study about the natural environment, like mountains are there, the hills are there, the valleys are there, the rivers, how they are useful, the natural resources, the forest and everything which is there, how we can use it, what are the benefits of those natural things for us, that we will get the knowledge by studying this subject. See, everything is around us, but what is the use of a particular thing and what are the benefits of those things, we are not aware until we study. And just reading is not of a use, we have to create interest in that so that we can remember it for a long time and it gets saved in our mind and it is useful for us. To provide knowledge and prudence to students, to basically objectives of social science is to create the awareness among the student and to provide the knowledge about the society, about the environment and everything, to develop desirable attitudes. Desirable attitude, in a sense, it is somewhere we can relate to the duties when we have to perform. Like as a citizen of the country, we have some rights also and we have some duties also. When it comes to rights, we demand for the right that this is my right, I should get it. But we should have that attitude also, we should develop that attitude that not only I am a citizen to enjoy my right, but as a citizen I have to perform some duties also which is expected by my country for me to perform. So that awareness and that attitude should be there. Nobody needs to tell you that as a citizen these are your duties you have to perform. Once we get aware with all the duties which we have to perform, we should try to make sure that we should perform those duties. We should inculcate in ourselves that we should set our mind in such a way that we have to, I am a citizen, I am an Indian, so as an Indian these are my duties and this I have to perform. To develop fundamental proficiencies, that same thing as I said, fundamental rights and fundamental duties, we should first of all we should have the awareness of it. What are the fundamental rights and what are the fundamental duties? Once we are aware of it, we can enjoy our rights as well as we have to perform our fundamental duties also. Now, to develop human qualities in students, human qualities, in a sense, we should have the values among us. We should give importance to the human being, to the people, those who are living in the society, a different variety of diverse, there's a diversity of people living in our country. So we should be aware of the varieties of people, the different kinds of people living in our society, as well as we should try to understand those people, and we should try to accept the people the way they are. We should have the quality of tolerance also in us, that if something goes against our wish and somebody is doing that, we should have that feeling of tolerance, and we should try to understand the people, and we should accept the people the way they are, because each and every individual is unique. All people are not going to be same. So that uniqueness we have to accept, and we should give importance to those uniqueness also at the same time. Now, aims of teaching social science. Now, when the teacher is teaching social science in a class, the teacher have particular aims, that what the teacher tries to make sure that it should the students should be getting knowledge related to culture and civilization. Now, culture and civilization is like, there are different in the history of India. Harappan civilization was there, Vedic civilization was there. These are the civilization, actually the changes which the people brought in society, that we study in history. So the teacher tried to provide the knowledge of those civilization, even about the culture also. Culture, in a sense, if we see, is in each and every community, each and every religion, each and every state have a different way of living, different way of celebrating the festival, or observing the other things in their particular day to day life. So in our country, this is not possible that the culture of all the people are same. Like, the people, those who are living next to us in neighbor, they also have different rituals, and the different way of living their life, different way of celebrating the festival. So that is their culture, which is different from us. We should get the knowledge of each and every culture also, and we should accept it also. We should not try to point out at some things, that this is something wrong, that is something wrong. Every society have a different culture, or every religion has a different culture. We should try to accept it, and we should have a proper knowledge of it. To begin the education, a democracy, we are living in a democratic country, that we all know. India is a democratic country, and we are a citizen of a democratic country. We should feel proud about it, that the government is formed in our country by the people, for the people, of the people. Now, next is development of civil qualities. Civil qualities, that means as an individual or as a citizen of the countries, what are expected from you being a part of that, and what is considered to be something wrong in our country, that we have to make sure to uh, segregate that. We should try to understand that these are the civil qualities, what is expected from the society, or from the country, for me to perform, and we should not try to go against those things. Like, many people try to commit something wrong. They commit any kind of a crime or something which is not acceptable in a society, so that we should try to avoid. It can be anything, any kind of a violence in the society, with you family members, with the neighbors, or with the society people. That is also something against the country, something against we are performing about the against the civil qualities which is expected from us. So we should not follow the non violence way, we should not follow the violence way. In a very calm manner, or in a peaceful manner, we should live in a society, wherever we are living, wherever we are moving. We have to make sure that we should try to make uh, maintain peace in the places where we are living, and we should be friendly with each and everybody. Development of social behavior. Social behavior, in a sense, when we come in contact with the other people in a society, so what kind of a behavior is expected from us, how we can behave with the other people in our society, that is the social behavior. What is accepted from us as a part of a society. How can we behave, like, we cannot be very rude with somebody. That is not accepted by the people, and nobody likes to talk with the people those who are very rude. So we should be very polite, we should talk in a positive manner, always with a smile on our face. That is kind of a social behavior expected from us. So basically, aims of teaching social science is to develop the social behavior also, try to understand the other people feelings also, and we should have that quality of tolerance also, so that we can easily move with the people in the society. Knowledge of social development in a sense, what are the changes happening in our society, what kind of a development has been done, what are the changes happening in our country or in the city also, what are the improvements have been done, something new has been introduced in our country, like any satellite is launched, that we should be aware, any kind of a social work has been done by the people, that also we should know. So we should have the awareness of the society where we are living. That is very important for us. Development of the power of reasoning and thinking, development of social behavior. Again, reasoning, we should have the analytical thinking, reasoning. If we are studying in history or geography or politics, anything, we should try to find out the reason behind any incident which was happened, why this happened, instead of something incident happened, so instead of blaming somebody that this happened because of you, we should find out the reason of those particular situation, how this has happened. We should have that thinking, and we should think in a proper manner, considering the behavior of the people in a particular situation. Now, all round development of personality, which happens when you are, see, when you know everything about your society, when you try to act according to the behavior expected by the society, when you are aware of your fundamental duties, when you are aware about your fundamental rights also, when you are aware about the natural things, what are the uses of it, and most important, you should understand the social behavior. When we have that social behavior, we are good, automatically we develop a good personality. People likes to be with us. Why? Because of our behavior, the way we behave with other people, that matters a lot, that define our personality, what kind of a person we are. And if we have a good personality, the people likes to be with us. Otherwise, the people try to be stay away from us. So that is why it is very necessary that we should have awareness about the social behavior or the social development, and we should try to increase qualities in ourselves, so that we will have a better personality development, we will have a better personality, and the people likes to be with us. Development of the feeling of universal brotherhood, that is very important now, I would say. As per the scenario, many people, if something happen, people tries to blame each other about either they blame that they about their caste, about their religion, about their community or something. That is something wrong. Our country taught us that we all are one. When we take a pledge, what we say, that we all are brother and sister as an Indian. So, as an Indian, when we take a pledge that we all are brother and sister, we should actually say that with our heart, and we should actually behave in such a way that all are our brother. We should have that brotherhood feeling. We should not, try to harm anybody in our society. When we have that brotherhood feeling that we all are one, doesn't matter we belong to different religion, different region, different culture, nothing matters. When we have the feeling that we are equal and we are one, that is very important to show the significance of mutual dependence. Mutual dependence, it's there. By the time we take a birth, we open our eyes in the society, and till our whole life, and then we leave this world and we close our eyes. After closing our eyes also, we are dependent on the other. Since we open the eyes in the earth till we close our eyes, we are fully dependent on the other people. Nobody can say that I am not dependent on anybody. Dependence, it's not like that, if you are earning the money, you will consider yourself that I am independent. It's not like that. For your basic desires to be get fulfilled, small things to get done, You are dependent on somebody. Either you are dependent on your parents, your siblings, your teachers, your friends, your neighbors. There are many people. The facility, whatever the things we are using in our home, also, it's not like that. Some everything we make, we are depend on somebody else to provide those things to us. So we are all dependent on each other in this society, and we all are connected with each other through a chain. If the chain gets break, then we all will face the problem. We all are not going to get all the facilities, and then we will have a difficulty in our life. Development of the power of reasoning and thinking, again that development will be there. Ability to mold oneself according to the environment. When the people have the proper awareness of the environment, then the people can bring out the changes, and they can have the thinking that they can change themselves and they can adjust to themselves, mold oneself in themselves in the society as per the environment. Development of good habits and suitable proficiencies. Good habits in a sense, when you are performing your duties properly, when you are good with each other, that means you are developing a good habits. Apart from that, suitable proficiencies, what is expected from the society, that you have to perform. Socialization of a student, that we already have, because when we come to school, you are in contact with so many people. They belong to different caste, culture, religion, community, different places, different areas they live. But when you all come together, you all are friendly with each other. That means you are socializing yourself. Modernization, you know, we are living in a advanced technological period, so we should still not follow what the stone age man is doing. We should have change ourselves as per the demand of the time and as per the facilities available to us, and we should modernize ourselves. We should be try to bring out the changes in ourselves. That changes also should be the positive one. Development of social and moral values. Social and moral values, like, moral values, these are the manners which is taught by the teachers or by the parents or the elders, how you are actually supposed to be. And social values also, like how you are supposed to behave in a society, what is expected from the society to you to behave, that is also important. Now, why the social science is important, again one more time, is the importance of the social science in general is to social science focus on the study of society and the relationship among individuals within society. Social science covers a wide spectrum of subjects including economics, sociology, history, archaeology, anthropology, and law. These are the different branches of social science. Basically, what we study is history, political science, and geography. Now, coming to the syllabus of your textbooks. You have three textbooks: history, political science, and geography. First is history, our past two. Now, we'll see which are the lessons which are there for throughout the year in history. First is tracing changes through 1,000 years. Second is new kings and kingdoms. Third lesson is the Delhi Sultans. Fourth one, the Mughal Empire. Fifth one, rulers and buildings. Sixth one, towns, traders, and craftspersons. Seventh one, tribes, nomads, and settled communities. Eighth one, devotional paths to the divine. Ninth one, the making of regional cultures. 10th one, 18th century political formations. Now, next is geography, our environment solutions. In this, total 9 lessons are there for throughout the year. Half will be for the first term and remaining for the second term. Same for the history also. Now we'll see which are the lessons are there. First is environment, second inside our earth, third our changing earth, fourth air, fifth water, sixth natural vegetation and wildlife, seventh human environment, settlement, transport and communication. Eighth one, human environment interactions, tropical and the subtropical regions. Ninth one, life in the deserts. These are the lessons for geography, and I think the first one, that is the lesson, is environment, has been already covered in the month of April. Next is political science. Now, in political science, which lessons are there? First is on equality, second, role of the government in health, third one, how the state government works, fourth, growing up boys and girls, fifth, women change the world, sixth, understanding media, seventh, understanding advertising, eighth, market around us, ninth one, a shirt in the market, 10th, struggles for equality. These are the lessons for political science. Total 10 lessons are there. So half is for first term and the remaining for the second term. Now we'll see the paper pattern, evaluation format. Like last year you were in 6th standard. 6th standard also you have given the exams, first term, second term, your unit test 1 2. In that also social paper was there, so you are very much aware of the format of the paper. But then also we are going to have a quick glance of how actually the paper should be. So first question 1 is there. The question 1 is for 20 marks. Objective, first is objectives. For in objectives, what they cover is fill in the blanks. After fill in the blanks, next is match the pair. After match the pair, true or false, multiple choice questions, answer in one word, define the term. So these are the different things which are there, which can be asked in objective. It carries different types of marks also. Sometimes either a multiple choice question will be there or fill in the blanks will not be there. So basically this kind of, I have given all the kind of objectives. One can be skip also at a time, either if sometimes they didn't ask true or false, one time they will not ask match the pair also, but the remaining will be there. So when you are preparing your objectives, you have to prepare all those things, fill in the blanks also, match the pair, true or false, multiple choice, answer in one word, and define the term. Many time what happen, the people feel that objectives are very easy and they don't focus on preparing those objectives only, but actually you should do it because it's a scoring one for you. Objective, simple one word answer or one sentence answer you have to remember, and you easily get full marks for it. So objectives are for 20 marks. If you are preparing very well, 20 marks are in your hand, easily you score. You should focus on preparing yourself for the objectives also, which many people try to avoid. What they think that they will ask somebody in the exam hall also and they will do it. That is something very wrong. This is not accepted from expected by the school from you to do it, that you're in your exam hall, you are going to disturb somebody and is going to ask the answers to them. Sometimes they will give you the wrong answer also. That is not good. So you should be confident enough about yourself and you should prepare yourself very well, because many time as a teacher what we have observed that while writing fill in the blanks or while writing multiple choice questions or anything, first the child is writing the correct answer, but they don't have enough confidence about themselves. They are not much confidence. So what they do, they ask somebody, their friends, and their friends give the wrong answer to them. So here what they do, they don't trust on themselves, they trust on the friend, and the friend give the wrong answer, and then they what they do, they put a cross over the correct answer which they have written and they write the wrong answer over there. There they lose the marks. It shows that you don't have self confidence, you are losing somewhere in that. You don't trust yourself only, but you trust somebody else. So that should not be done in case of objectives. You prepare yourself in such a way that you don't need to ask somebody about objectives answers. Now next question number 2 which is there. Question number 2 is answer in 30 to 40 words. Answer in 30 to 40 words carries 24 marks. Basically 8 questions you have to write over there and each one is for 3 marks. Students, if you want to note down, you can note down also to keep a record or of what kind of a paper format will be there. Again I'll repeat, Question number 2 is answer in 30 to 40 words. Total 8 answers you have to write over there, 8 questions you have to attempt over there, and each question carries 3 marks for it. So for the 3 marks, what kind of answer is expected from you, that you have to write in a point wise manner properly, and all the make sure that all the points which is expected in the particular answer should be covered to get the full marks of the answer. Same for question number 3 also, answer in 80 to 100 words. 80 to 100 words, it the question carries 30 marks total, and in this you are expected to write 6 answers. Each question carry 5 marks. So for the 5 marks answer, how much content, how much point you have to write, that you should think over it. You should write your answer in a detailed manner. Each and every point should be covered. Each and everything should be minutely covered in that, so that you won't face any problem in that. Now next we have is map reading. Question number 4 for 6 marks. It's simple one. If you are attentive in the class, if you are aware of the different places and everything, easily the 6 marks in your hand. But still, here also the people do the mistake, like they do the mistake in objectives. They listen to their friends and they circle over the wrong places. See, here also map reading shows how much you are aware of your country, how much you know about the different places of your country. So you should be very much aware of it when you are using that. Map reading, you should be aware of that all the states or the union territories names, or where they are actually located in our India's map. Apart from that, different cities, popular famous cities in our country, where they are situated and why they are famous for the thing, that also we should be aware, so that we can easily do the map reading. Only what we needed is we should have the awareness of the different places of our country only. That also we can have, at least that where we are living, we should know the different places, different states were situated in our country, and easily 6 marks in our hand. This way your total format is there for 80 marks paper. Again I'll repeat, question 1 was there, that is the objective for 20 marks. Then question number 2 is there for 24 marks, answer in 30 to 40 words. Question number 3 for 30 marks, where you are supposed to write answer in 80 to 100 words. And the last one is question number 4, map reading, for 6 marks. In this way, this one is for term paper, 80 marks paper. This is the format we have. For the unit test, everything will be half of it, because unit test we have of 40 marks. So 40 marks we deduct the half of marks from everywhere. Like objectives, from 20 it will become 10. Question number 2, from 24 to 12 it come. And then question number 3, it comes to 15 marks. This way the marks is getting covered somewhere. Now this is all about the syllabus and the paper format. Next class, what we are going to have is, we are going to have a quick revision of the lessons which have been covered in the month of April. The 2 lessons has been covered. One is from geography, that is environment, and the next one is from the political science on equality. You all must be having a recording of the teachers. You all must be having the PDF question answers, or the textbooks pages and everything with you. So what you can do is, till we meet next time in our next class, I want you all to go through those lessons, do the revision of that, so that when I am going to revise those lessons again, you can have a better understanding of it. Like, if suppose it happens that in the month of April, whatever has been taught, you won't be able to understand it clearly and everything. I'm not saying that nothing you have understood. You must have understood something, but something may be not understood. So what you can do is, you go through the lessons, read the lessons thoroughly 2 to 3 times, and when you listen to the next time when we meet, you have your textbook with you, you can go through the lessons again and you can have a better understanding, and the lessons will be more clear to you. So hope you all are going to do the revision of those two lessons till we meet next time, so that we can have it a proper way. Thank you.